Hi everybody! For this brand new lesson, we are going to learn about something called a vanishing point. A vanishing point is where things get super far away and they look like they're disappearing. That's called a vanishing point. So we're going to draw some very simple shapes. Okay, just a circle, triangle, rhombus, rectangle, another triangle. All right, some really simple shapes. And then these shapes look like they are 3D. We can see the top side and the top edge and the side, okay? And these shapes look like they continue on into the distance until they disappear at this point. That dot is called the vanishing point. All right, it's a fun project. This is your last assignment for the school year. And this, you have 1 week to do this. For this project, you need to have 4 or more shapes. If you do like a million shapes, it'll get a little tricky, okay? 4, 5, 6, 7, but you must have 4 shapes, okay? Let me show you how this is gonna work. All right, friends, so the first step is we are going to put our vanishing point in a corner. I'm gonna put it in the bottom corner. You can do whatever you want, and honestly, friends, when I made my first one, I drew it like this, but I feel like it looks coolest like this, so you can always change it around later. Okay, so there's my vanishing point. Step 2, draw 4 or more shapes with a ruler. Now, I don't have a ruler nearby, so I'm just gonna use the edge of this book. All right, so I'm gonna do, here's my vanishing point. We wanna give some space. Don't put any shapes super close to it. I'm gonna go like this. Okay, let's do a square. Okay, I'm gonna pause this and do a whole bunch more shapes. Okay, and then if I wanna do a circle, I'm taking a can of seltzer here and I'm gonna use that to trace my circle. We wanna have nice, neat lines. Okay, so that's done. That was step number 2. I drew my shapes with a ruler or something that you can trace. Number 3, we're gonna start by coloring the shape closest to the vanishing point. So here's my vanishing point. This one is closest. So I'm gonna start with this and I'm gonna do the decorating. So I'm gonna decorate the shape. Oops, hold on, can you guys see this? I'm gonna decorate the shape and I'm gonna draw lines connecting it to the corner, connecting it to the dot, and then lastly, I'm gonna color and I'm gonna do values such as a dark value and a light value. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna start with the one that's closest. Let's see, I'm dropping stuff here. I'm gonna start with the triangle. And I'm going to trace this, and if you have a hard time tracing a straight line, you just get that book, okay, and then there we go. Now use an old book because your marker could get on the edge of the book, and if you want to be super careful, start with a pencil, okay? I'm just doing this to be fast. So I'm getting all my corners to the vanishing point. I'm connecting the corner to the vanishing point. Okay. Corner, vanishing point. Draw a line. There we go. Now my triangle looks 3D because here's the front of the triangle and I can see the 2 sides of the triangle. Now, the next step was color it light and dark values. So I used red. Oops, I forgot the step about adding decorations. Look, I'm doing super fast stripes. I want you to be more interesting than stripes. Like maybe I'll put some skinny stripes in between, but I think you guys could be even more creative. I'm just being fast so you don't get bored. Okay, now I'm gonna color this side a dark value red and this side a light value. So I'm pressing hard on this side to get a dark value. Now, some of you guys remember from the flower lesson how to blend colors. If you want to do that, you can. I think red and orange look pretty nice together. So, but I'm still going to press really hard. I'm going to use red and orange pressing nice and hard on this side. Okay, and then, there we go. Okay, and then on this side, I'm going to press very light to have a light value. You can see the grain of my table, the wood table I'm using, has a little bit of a texture. It's kind of showing up. So this is a light value and a dark value, and I could still put some orange in here if I want to, but I'm just not pressing super hard. Okay? Okay, so that's the first shape. The next step, we're going to repeat number 3 using the next closest shape to the vanishing point. So here's my vanishing point. I would say this one is the next closest shape, or this one. They're both similar. Let me start with this one next. So let's use purple. So I'm going to trace this. Okay, I'm going to decorate this. It's going to be a bunch of circles. We're going to pretend that Mrs. Soto finished this. I did not finish it. Pretend that I did. Now, this corner needs to get connected to the vanishing point. Does it look like this corner is going to run into this shape? Yes, it will. So I don't want to draw on top of that shape. Okay, there's my vanishing point. There's the corner. Starting here, I'm going to stop when I run into the other shape. Boop. Okay. I don't want to go on top of that shape. And then connect these. This is a little tricky to do with my phone. Okay. Whoops. Now the side of my book is dirty. I just got my thumb dirty, so just make sure you use something old to do this, something your family doesn't care about. Now, this corner would go like right behind it. Like, I'm not going to connect the other corners to the vanishing point. That wouldn't make sense. That wouldn't work. Okay? So I only have one side to color for this guy. All right? And it's behind this. So then this gets colored in purple. And if it's a shape that only has one side, you can press hard, you can press light, it doesn't matter. Obviously, this is a mess. Pretend that I finished it. I want to show you really quickly how to do the circle. It's a little tricky tracing a circle. Okay, a circle does not have corners. So on your circle, you take the outsidemost edge. This is the outsidemost edge and connect it to the dot. So there is my vanishing point, the place where everything disappears. Here's the outside edge of the circle, and it just goes right next to my triangle there. And then, wow, there we go. And the outside edge of my circle, and it stops right here because I don't want it to go on top of the shape I already made. Okay? And when I'm coloring a circle, it's a cylinder really because it's 3D, I want it to look round. I want it to look 3D. So on this one, to make a circle, to make a cylinder look 3D, you press really hard on the outside edges because it's darker there, and where it curves up, it's curving up, there it's very light there. So to do that, I'm going to press hard. As I get to the middle, I'm pressing lighter and a little harder, harder, hardest. And I can do that again. Pressing hard, lighter, harder, hardest. Okay, and you just do that the whole way down. That's how you make a circle. All right. If you make a really complicated shape, friends, then every corner that you do just has to go towards the vanishing point. Okay, so you could do a more complicated shape than this, and you have to be a problem solver to get all the corners to the vanishing point. So this is very sloppy. I expect something nicely done, something maybe kind of like this. Be creative, have lots of fun.